The Digital Divide
by Digijill.
What is the digital divide? The digital divide is a global and social issue with a widening gap between those who have internet access and those who don't. It can be defined as an economic inequality between different groups, between those who have knowledge of ICT and those who don't. The digital divide can exist between rural and suburban, rich and poor, old and young, educated and uneducated, developed and undeveloped countries, different ethnic groups. How can you define what level of the digital divide you or other places would be in? There is a huge digital divide throughout the country of China. This widening gap is mainly between those of the population living in urban and rural areas, i.e. between those living in the city and those living in the countryside. 26.5% has access to internet in rural China, whereas 73.5% has access to internet in urban China. This is a 47% difference. These graphs show the internet usage by different people in China. Overall, there is an average time spent in China of 18.7 hours spent on the internet per week, and possibly even longer spent simply on computers. There were 356 million mobile internet users in China by December 2012. There are 513 million internet users in all of China. There are 2.3 million websites registered in China. Desktop computers are used by the majority of people, whilst mobile phones and laptops are high up there too. Each of the 19 provinces in China has over 9 million internet users. Mobile phone internet users make up 66% of all the internet users in China.
There are many different factors as to why different places have different access to the internet. The main ones are where you live. For example, if you live in the countryside, it is less likely you'll have a signal for internet than if you live in a city. How developed the country is. For example, some countries probably cannot afford the facilities to enable internet access, and how a country may control the amount of access people are allowed. So, in brief, the reasons are cost, distance and control. In the UK, rich and poor people mostly have access to internet in developed cities such as London, but in the countryside internet cannot be accessed as the signals are not reached there. The rich can pay to get access in the countryside, but this is not always reliable. Also, now in the 21st century, many people over the age of 70 do not have internet access, simply because they do not always know how to operate the system and they are used to living without it. However, in the UK, even if you don't own a computer, there are many ways which you can access the internet. Many public places can facilitate internet access. Some of the places where you can access the internet are internet cafes, libraries, sports centres, hotels, and restaurants. One in 4 adults have never used the internet.
Grandad, you need to turn the screen on to your computer. The screen. This bit, yeah? The bright bit. Press them all at once. And enter your name. Yeah, that is your name, but your username. You know, like mine. This is mine. You've been messing with the cap locks. And you enter your password.
But I don't know my password.
You must have a password.
Brian.
Yeah, that is your name. But
Stop treating me like a fool.
I'm really sorry.
I may not be hip, but I have a fake one.
I'm very sorry, Grandad. Look, should we go and do something else? This isn't really that fun. Oh, you're right there?
I'm 99 years old. I'm still a young man.
Okay. There's a button. Technology, yeah? 39% of people over 65 have never used the internet.
Chess? I can play chess.
You can't play on a computer, can you?
59% of UK homes have at least one PC. 1/3 of households don't have access to the internet.
Only 68% of small businesses in the UK have internet access.
Small. Get it?
67% of UK adults use the internet every day. 52% of UK homes have internet access.
So glad I can get music on my phone.
Do you want to come out to Kingston this weekend?
I'm on Facebook now.
Chad is Africa's 5th largest nation, and they are highly affected by the digital divide in comparison to other countries around the world. In the USA, there are 77 million computers with internet access. However, in Chad, one of the world's poorest countries, less than 100 computers are linked to the internet. The majority of these belong to the security services. With a population of nearly 8 million, only 1,000 people used the internet in December 2000. This in comparison to South Africa, another poor country, who despite this fact had 2.4 million internet users in December 2000.
Iceland and its place in the digital divide. Where is Iceland? Iceland is a country located in Europe. It is the most sparsely populated country in Europe,
and the life expectancy is 81.3 years for women and 76.4 for men. Iceland has the highest number of broadband internet connections per capita. Is Iceland a rich or poor country? Iceland is a relatively rich country in relation to others, and during the 1990s it experienced fast economic growth. Iceland did become one of the richest countries in the world, but one of their main banks collapsed in the recession in 2008, and this has caused the cost of living to go up and increased unemployment. History of the Internet in Iceland. In 1986, Iceland established a certain connection that provided email and Usenet services, and bandwidth was between 300 and 1,200 bits per second. Then in 1989, a connection to the Internet was established using IP. Next, in 1994, the first commercial Internet services were opened, giving people access to the web for the first time in their homes in Iceland. The government treats ICT as a priority, and Internet usage is extremely high at 97%. It has the vision of making Iceland the leading nation in electronic services, and to make use of ICT for service, efficiency and progress. In schools, children have access to technology and are taught to use it in a safe and responsible way. The curriculum provides the framework for the effective use of IT, and between June 2002 and June 2005, a project called Learn ICT was set up. It involved using ICT in learning and teaching, conducting research in primary, junior and secondary education and universities. To conclude, the country is very aware of Internet safety and the abilities Internet access has to enhance and benefit our future. In Iceland alone, there is clearly not a digital divide, unlike in China and the UK, although it is definitely part of a world digital divide, with 97% of people having access to the Internet. The digital divide is a huge problem we are all having to face, and it affects education, communication and the development.
I'm filming you, Jenny. 39% of people over 65 have never used the Internet.
Chess. People are here. I need to spill.
39% of people over 60. 39% of people over 60.
Guys, that can be a blooper. Guys, that can be a blooper.